So who else out there is excited about what Misty did today? I know I'm one of them. We'll take a look at that along with Mr. Bitcoin and ULTY. And then we'll get an update on my SPY option trade. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So today Misty had a nice move again, right? Mr. and Bitcoin are just going off the charts. Now granted, Mr's got some work to do to get moved back up, but man, is it moving up nicely. And of course it is pulling Misty right along with it. And I'm just hoping this continues, right? Love to see these moving up. Let's just go ahead and jump right over into the charts and let's take a look to see what the heck I'm talking about. All right, so here we are on Misty and you can see, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? And we're looking at the actual movements of those candles too. So we are definitely getting higher highs and higher lows, right? So we are moving this bad boy right on up. We ended up closing today at 1473. Got as high as 1477 and only a low of 1445. So I'm super excited about this, and I know you have to be too. Now we are coming up on this previous support line, as it was our support line over here, right? Since we did break down below it, it is now our resistance line, and that's at 1484. So we'll see if we can break on past that and hopefully get this thing moving on back up. Let's flip this over to the adjusted chart and let's just look at the Bollinger Band and see where it sets on it. All right, here we are on the Bollinger Band. Check this out, right? We were yesterday, remember, we were right there on that MA20, which is that same blue line, which is the middle of that Bollinger Band. It's the same thing. It's the MA20 and it's also the middle of that Bollinger Band. But what did we do today? Well, we didn't even look at it, right? It just decided just to jump right on past it, right? So on that adjusted chart, we just said bye-bye to that midpoint of the Bollinger Band. Now we're on the upper portion of that Bollinger Band. Woo, love it, man, love it. Look at this nice big trend up. I mean, look at this. I mean, isn't that, that's crazy move up, right? That is crazy. Now, we've got some resistance coming up though, right? I mean, this is a true resistance line here. So we'll see if we can get enough momentum to break on through. Now, you can look, see that we do have some momentum growing here on that green side, right? We had a small sliver yesterday and we've got a nice little green chunk right there. We are getting a good separation on that MACD, and the RSI too is moving up. Now these are the charts for Misty, so take that with a grain of salt. But to get a better understanding of where Misty could be going or the hurdles that Misty will have, it's best to look at MSTR. All right, so here we are on Mr. And look at this. Oh my goodness. Guys, this thing is just jumping, right? It's not even just moving slowly. It is just jumping, right? We had jumped the other day, right? And I did a video on that if Mr. continues to make those huge jumps like this, Misty just cannot keep up. Now, it will continue to rise and go up, but it just cannot move as much as Mr. does if it's going to jump these 4 and 5% moves. And today, we got another big move at a 4.11% move for Mr., right? That's a $13.92 move up. Crazy. And that's compared to Misty here with a 2.65% for a 38 cents move up. Very nice move for Misty. But like I said, look at that percentage. 2.65 versus Mr. 4.11. So that's what I'm talking about on my last video. And that was just to kind of show you that if Mr. is going to make those big moves, Misty just cannot keep up. But that is nothing new on any of these high yield plays, right? Any of these covered call ETFs. They are capped on that upside. And from what I've seen in the past, Looks like MSTY can get about 2.5, 2.7, around that area. And it seems to just kind of stall out at that point. Whereas MSTR, of course, can just go up pretty much unlimited, right? Now, it is bringing it on up, and I'm super excited about it. But I wouldn't mind it if MSTR would slow down just a little bit, start moving up about 2.5%, so that MSTY can keep up. And that way, we're moving up the same percentage as what MSTR is moving up, right? That only helps to protect us on the downside. But don't get me wrong, I am super stoked about this. MSTR moving up like this, love it. Now check out the momentum here. We are increasing, right? It is gaining momentum. Now that does not mean that it will continue to gain momentum for the next day. It could pull back a little bit. It could cool off because you have to look. There is a bit of a resistance area right in here, and we are sitting right there at it. You can see that even this candle here, it went up to about as high as looks like 358.25 before getting knocked back down, right? So there are definitely some sellers up in this area. So we are going to be running into some resistance from the point where we're at all the way up to that 365 area, as that was our previous support line right over here. And anytime you break down below a previous support, it becomes your new resistance line, okay? So, and that's where we're at right now. We broke this one. We laughed at this one here. We just laughed at its face, right? Just shot right on past it. Didn't even skip through it. We just jumped over it and just kept on going. Crazy in the market. So why is MSTR jumping up like this? I mean, what's making these big, huge pops? Well, I think we all know what it is, right? It is, of course, Bitcoin. Check this out. We are back to 120, guys. Oh, woo, lordy, lordy, lordy. Oh my goodness, this is just crazy. And if I zoom out a little bit, you can see, look at this crazy move. I mean, we had dropped down to that 108 area. We shot back up to 117. We dropped back down to that 109. And then we shot right through the 117. And now we are trying to get past that 120 resistance line right here. Now, if we get past that, guys, we are on a little bit of a rocket ship right here, right? Because our next resistance line is going to be about that 123, 124 area. So if this thing here can get on up here and keep building that momentum, and it definitely is growing some momentum, that's for sure, right? But it's in a resistance area right now. It needs to get on through that, and then we are looking to start testing those previous highs. And that, my friend, is some exciting times, right? Oh my goodness. Now, all of this may come down tomorrow. Who knows? But you know what? When we get these big days like this and we get these big green jumps on MSTY and on MSTR, why can't we get excited about it, right? I am, and I will. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too. Oh man, so excited. So let's just go ahead and let's move over to ULTY. All right, here we are on ULTY. And check out ULTY. It's been pretty much trading sideways. We are looking at the actual chart. So these are the actual movements of the candles. And we've just been trading sideways since the last distribution. We did go X today. And that distribution, of course, was 9 cents. Now, I didn't announce the distributions this week as I really don't have anything in Group A. It's definitely not one of the popular groups. But if you do want me to continue to do those announcements for Group A, just let me know in the comments and I will continue to do them. But anyway, one thing to definitely notice is on Wednesday, this thing closed at 5.50, right? And then we get paid that 9 cents in distribution. That should have took it down to 5.41, right? Well, it actually ended up opening at 5.43. So it had already captured about 2 cents of that distribution back before it even opened, right? And then it ended up moving from 543 to a close of 547, which is an additional 4 cents. So it's already working to capture back that distribution that it will be paying out on Friday. It's almost captured that full 9 cents back already. So go ULTY. Way to go. Now I do have some ULTY as well. And as you can see here, I've got 150 shares at an average of 566. And I do have a buy limit order of 50 more shares at 519. Now, if you remember, I had this at 530 before, right? And if you remember on that video, I had also mentioned that I was going to lower it. Why? Well, because my adjusted average price per share was below that 530. So I wanted to make sure that if I'm buying, I'm going to be buying under that adjusted average price per share number from my spreadsheet that I'm tracking for ULTY, as that will only help me to reduce my cost. But if I buy above it, then it will raise that adjusted average price per share number, and therefore that kind of just works against me. It does increase my shares, and it does give me the potential of earning more distributions, but that's not guaranteed, of course. But the only thing that is guaranteed is that it would increase my adjusted average price per share. So I don't want to do that necessarily, but that is just how I am playing these high yield ETFs. And let's just switch this over to the adjusted chart and let's see where it's setting. All right, we're looking at that adjusted chart now, and you can see the momentum on this one is increasing, right? And you can see it right here as well. We were red just yesterday, right? And the day before and the day before that. Looks like we are getting that cross. We're showing a sliver of green, not much, but we are showing a sliver of green. So therefore we are getting a cross on that MACD. So that and earning a distribution that will be paid out on Friday, I have to say I'm quite happy. I have no complaints on ULTY at all. And yes, that is also making note that my average purchase price per share is 566, but that's not my real price per share. My real price per share is my adjusted average price per share, and that was shown on my spreadsheets. And we'll take a look at that this weekend when I go to update my spreadsheets for the ETFs that I have and see where I'm currently at. So lastly, let's take a look at the option play that I have been in, and that's SPY. Now, as you remember, a few videos back, I had a put for SPY, and I got assigned that put at $664 per share. And I got assigned that put way over here, right? I got it on this red day. And then we had another red day. It did pop up in the morning, and I did sell a call for it and earned a little bit of premium. But then, of course, it came down. So I did not get my shares called away for that one. And that one just expired worthless. But then around this September the 30th, I sold a call for $665. Now, of course, it didn't earn me a whole lot. It earned me like $30 or something like that. And whenever it was getting ready to close, the current price at that day near close was $666.18. Well, I had that 665 call, right? So it was going to take my shares at 665. And that would have been acceptable, right? Because I bought them and had that put set at 664. So I purchased them at 664, and selling them at 665 would have been still a $100 gain, right? But because of the possible government news, I thought, well, I'm going to try to roll it. And I did. I ended up rolling, and I rolled this expiration of September the 30th at 665, and I rolled it one day to October the 1st, which was yesterday, and I had a strike of 666. Now that one got me another about 40 bucks or so. So, I've probably already generated close to 100 bucks just in premium, just from rolling this thing and trying to stay up with that price. Now, I don't necessarily want it to not sell, but when I had that 666 call here and the close being 668, right? And I saw it, and it actually got as high on this day as 669.37. So when I saw that, and I was way back here at 666, even though that is a win for me, I wanted just a little bit more, right? Dadgum, that greed. So I ended up rolling that one once again. I then rolled it out from yesterday of that Wednesday, and I couldn't necessarily roll it to the next day because the price was just too high, and it wasn't going to give me any premium to do so. Matter of fact, I was going to have to pay to roll to move it up. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'll just let the shares go and take the win. I'm not going to lose money trying to move this thing up. So what did I do? I ended up rolling it to Friday, which is tomorrow. And I rolled it from that 666 up to 667. All right. And for that roll, I earned about $65 for that roll. Now remember, these are still the shares that I purchased at 664, all right? And I got those on September 23rd. It is now October the 2nd, and my call strike is at 667. So I am up $3 so far. Now, I am only up $3 if it sells, right? So I do not necessarily want to keep pushing this up. So I rolled it to Friday. I went up to 667 and I got that extra $65 in premium. But I will probably not roll it any further. I will keep it with that strike of 667 in hopes that tomorrow it does close above that 667, sells those shares, and then I make $3 profit per share. And 100 shares, that's 300 bucks. And that's just over a matter of about 1 week, right? Just a little over a week, actually. So $300 in price appreciation and then close to $200 in premium. That's close to $500 in just a little over a week in this option play on SPY. Now, was I worried when I had it up here and it dropped as low as 654? Your first look at it and you go, oh my gosh. But then immediately you look and you say, oh, wait a minute. This is SPY. I'm not worried at all. And I wasn't, right? I wasn't worried at all. And I'll tell you why I wasn't. And it's simple. SPY moves up from left to right, going up for the most part, right? On the long term, it's going to go up. So even if this thing would have just tanked, right? And I'm sitting up here at this 664 area where I bought it, and this thing's down to $500. I'm not super excited, right? I'm not excited about it, but I'm not too worried about it either. And why? Because, again, as I've shown before, when you take a step back and you look at the big picture, and I see this MA200 right here, which is that red line. Look at this. Those candles stay above the red line. So therefore, I'm not too worried about it. Now, granted, it can come down quite a bit to test that red line, to test that 200 MA, right? It could, for sure. And I may be holding it for a while, but I'm okay with that. It is the SPY. It is the S&P 500. No stock or ETF is safe, but in my opinion, you just about can't get anything safer than SPY. And that's my opinion, and my opinion only. So looking back at the day chart on SPY right here, you can see with my 667 call stating that otherwise I am willing to sell my shares at $667 if SPY closes above that. And currently it is above it. It could come down tomorrow, but if it does not, it will sell at 667 and I will lock in those profits. And then what will I do next week? Well, I'll do it all over again, right? I'll wait to get a bit of a down movement, and then I'll sell my put, and we'll just continue to do that, right? So I'm super excited. Can't wait to lock in those gains. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. I've covered a lot of different topics here. We went from MSTY to Mr. Bitcoin, ULTY, and then finished up with my option play on SPY. So hopefully there was something in there that did interest you. And if there was something in there that did interest you, please hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Come over and join us. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.